So without further ado, Boxing Socialist takes you to, oh well, not Boxing Socialist, he got his own thing. We're gonna say Karceno's then. Karceno's 2013 year-end review awards. Let's do that then. That makes more sense to me. And where should we start off? Let's do Fighter of the Year. Fighter of the Year is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, the reason why it's Floyd Mayweather Jr. is because, look at who we beat. Robert the Ghost Guerrero, #1 contender. The guy beat two of the top welterweights in the division for the WBC, and he smoked him. Floyd came in and smoked him. He was a southpaw, strong fighter, supposed to bully Floyd around. Didn't happen. Next, he beat Canelo Saul Alvarez, and he was the man to beat. Canelo's young, he's strong, he's undefeated. He was whooped. And now who's next? You got honorable mentions now. You got Kovalev. You got Superman Stevenson that you could put in there. You got Tim Bradley. You even got Danny Garcia that you could put in the mix. You know, it's just that Zab Judah is Zab Judah. So, you know, I can't put him really in the mix because of that fight. I mean, you know, he exposed Matisse, but can't just give it to him for that, you know. So right now, that's Fight of the Year. Now let's talk about Fight of the Year. What was the best fight of the year? And right now you got a lot of competition with Bradley Provodnikov was a great fight. I like Laura Angulo. I thought that was a great fight. I mean, you got Broner versus Madonna, but to me, Fight of the Year was actually between Omar Figueroa and that Japanese guy. I can't think of his name right now, but it was him. They had the best fight of the year. That fight was all over the place, exciting, non-stop action all the way through. I mean, it was something to watch. If you were a fan of watching a fight, that was definitely it. Now, next you got Trainer of the Year. Trainer of the Year, in my opinion, is Robert Garcia. Some people are gonna say Freddie Roach is in that. To me, it was a toss-up between John David Jackson, Sugar Hill, and Robert Garcia. And the reason why Robert Garcia is Trainer of the Year is because Robert Garcia dealt with a lot of different world champions. They can say, oh yeah, well he lost this fight with Brandon Rios twice, and you know, I'm like, yeah, but see, he trains more than one fighter. You know, look what he did. Mikey Garcia, look what the year Mikey's had. He's got the White Russian. That guy's a world champion now. He beat Billy Dibb twice this year, and he won another fight. I mean, and then look at Marcos Madonna, the biggest fight of his career. You know, Robert Garcia is the one that's been working on him with the boxing, the jabs, and all of these things, and that was evident in that fight. Evident. So, I think that he deserved a lot of credit and definitely deserves Fighter of the Year. Freddie Roach don't get it because of Manny Pacquiao and Cotto fight. I just don't see. And then you're giving him credit for the Provodnikov fight, which he, in the victory, he wasn't a part of. So, meaning that in the corner. Now we moving right along. And now that we got that, let's do Knockout of the Year. Knockout of the Year. Woo! I gotta say, the biggest knockout of the year was Stevenson Dawson. That was the biggest shock. Even though Dawson is just coming off a knockout loss to Andre Ward, this was still the biggest comeback, I think. I think it was, because that was just, he was back at his weight, he was defending his title, and he just got caught on the first round with a monstrous left hook, and he was out. There's no way he could continue. That was the most shocking. Even though we knew Stevenson had power, we never saw that fight ending like that in the first round. No one did, and I think that was the biggest shock. So for knockout of the year, that's definitely there. Now, upset of the year. Upset of the year, we'll go with, man. That's tough. But no, it's really not. Beltran versus Burns. You drop a guy, you're in his hometown, the guy's jaw's broken, he can't even fight, he's all messed up, and he somehow gets out of there and escapes with his belts. Terrible, terrible decision. Worst of the year. I mean, right up there is Vera versus Chavez Jr. And then the Groves fight with what's his name? Froch. You know, that's up there. But oh my gosh. I'm still upset about it now. Just thinking about it. That was a complete ripoff. And okay, what we got now? Round of the year? That's hard to say. There's a lot of great rounds. I think Provodnikov Alvarado had a great round. Round 4, I believe in that fight was an epic round. Oh man, it's been a ton of great rounds. Ooh, man, that's a hard one to do, but at the top of my head, Provodnikov and Alvarado round 4 right now is it. I mean, somebody might come with a better round, and I'll be like, yeah, you're right, that was a great round too. So that's harder to do. There's so many rounds. It's almost virtually impossible to do round of the year. So, as you all know, my list changes probably more than anybody else in the sport of boxing, as far as like what I add to the list and what I don't put on the list. So now we did knockout of the year. Let's do upset of the year. Who was the biggest upset victory of the year? And to me, upset of the year is Madonna Bronner, without a doubt. That had to be the biggest upset of the year, even though he had the possibility of punching power to win it. Nobody I knew believed that Madonna could be that dominant against Adrian Bronner. So that, without a doubt, is upset of the year. I mean, there's a lot of honorable mentions. You got Ivan Namares getting one first round knocked out by Gonzalez, Johnny Gonzalez. That fight. You got, who else? Stevenson again. Stevenson and Dawson. And hey, it's what it is. Now, you can look at my other award, the Milk Carton Award, goes to now let me explain the Milk Carton Award. The Milk Carton Award is for that fighter that we all wondering what the heck happened to them. Well, they're somewhere on an island. Gary Russell Jr. Have anybody seen that man? He's got the milk carton award right now. I mean, he's nowhere to be found. And this is the guy that people pick that can probably beat half of these champions that's out here now, and he's just not around. What other awards we got? Which prospect had the best year ever? Guillermo Rigondeaux. That prospect fighter had the best year ever. And they gonna say he's not a prospect fighter. Oh, when you got like 12 fights, I think that qualifies you as a prospect. And I mean, he beat Nonito Dunier. He beat a very formidable opponent as far as on paper, but he just folded it in with Joseph Abeko. But it wasn't Rigondeaux's fault, even though Rigondeaux's being punished for it. So, I don't know. I think that's that for that. And comeback fighter of the year. That was tough. But, oh man, it's real tough. I'm still going to give it to Soto Karass, man. It's still got to go to Soto Karass. Even though he just lost against Keith Thurman, he is definitely got to be comeback fighter of the year. You know, it's between him, Andre Ward, and the guy that knocked out Molina, John Molina, that knocked out Mickey Bay for comeback fighters of the year. And I gave it to him because he stopped Berto. I mean, he was just there to be a warm-up guy. You know, that's another mention for upset of the year. Soto Karass. You know, we all knew he had the ability, but, you know, that's up there too. So many fights, man. There's so many great fights this year. Anybody can think of any more awards? Oh yeah, I got a new category too. It's called the Exposed. The Exposed Awards. Who got exposed this year in 2013? And that award goes to Seth Mitchell. Exposed. You know, a lot of people said Lucas Matisse got exposed and Nonito Dunier, but I think Seth Mitchell was the one that got exposed the most in 2013, and I don't think he's going to box anymore because he's a great human being. He just didn't have it as a fighter. You know, he just wasn't a fighter, and that's not something you can just fix overnight. He's a football player. He's got the power, and he works very hard. It's just that it's a lot of things you got to learn when you get to that next level. And last but not least on my list, the most screwed trainer. No, not the most screwed trainer. The most screwed fighter award. This fighter just keeps getting screwed over, and whether he wins or loses, this fighter just cannot catch a break. No matter what he do, he's not been put in any of the big fights, and that award goes to Erislandy Lara. This guy cannot get a break. He's the guy I know that wins, and can't get a title. Oh my gosh. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, we didn't do boxing, best boxing website. Best boxing website, a lot of people are gonna say it's probably Boxing Scene and some other boxing website, but I think Boxing Socialist is the best to me, because no one can do what they do. So Until someone does what boxing socialists do, then, you know, maybe I could start giving them credit. But I mean, we got a lot of carbon copies. You know, that's good to see. You know, at least some people are paying attention and saying, hey, I'm going to do that myself. Good luck to them. But, yeah, definitely boxing socialists. Now, let's do internet personality or reporter on the scene. You got Chris Robinson, you got Ellie Setback, and you got some couple people out there. You got Dante's Boxing. A lot of people out there. What's the brother that's out there? Raheem. And I think I give it to Radio Raheem. Radio Raheem did his thing in 2013. Ellie slipped in 2013. This is a rough year for Setback. Setback took a setback, as Radio Raheem has become the face of the whole journalistic on the scene report in 2013. And the reason why that is because he will ask the tough questions. He's gonna fight in there, and he'll do whatever it takes to get that interview. I mean, I kind of like got shaken faith in him when he made that. I want to thank Top Rank for being so courteous, putting me in a room that had pillows and blankets. I'm like, what in the world is he doing? I mean, that's the only thing that he did wrong all year, was to make that video. But other than that, Radio Raheem is definitely personality of the year. Chris did his thing. Setback took a setback this year as far as just his journalistic approach. Ellie really just took a back seat this year. I don't know what's going on. I think the competition, he's going to have to step it up a little bit, because these guys are going to be chewing at his paycheck. And on that note, I'm out. That's 2013 in a wrap. And remember, Karceno is still the best overall in every category. I'm out. Bye.